Hello my friends, welcome to the Audio Knowledge channel. If you like the content you can subscribe and share. The Better Angels of Our Nature. Why Violence Has Declined, by Steven Pinker is an extensive exploration of the historical decline of violence. Pinker argues that, contrary to popular belief, we are currently living in the most peaceful era in human history. His thesis is backed by a wealth of data and research that spans from prehistoric times to the modern day, covering various forms of violence including wars, homicide, and human rights abuses. Key themes and arguments. 1. Historical decline in violence. Pinker presents evidence showing a significant decline in violence over time. He identifies 6 major historical trends that have contributed to this decline. The pacification process, which refers to the transition from hunter-gatherer societies to organized states, reducing tribal warfare. The civilizing process, where the emergence of centralized states and the rule of law during the Middle Ages led to a decrease in violent deaths. The humanitarian revolution of the 17th and 18th centuries, influenced by the Enlightenment, brought about the abolition of practices like slavery, torture, and capital punishment. The long peace post-World War II, characterized by a decrease in conflicts between major powers and the avoidance of nuclear war. The New Peace, which refers to the reduction in civil wars, genocides, and terrorism in recent decades. The rights revolutions of the 20th century, including civil rights, women's rights, children's rights, and LGBTQ+ rights movements, which have further diminished acceptance of violence. 2. Inner demons versus better angels. Pinker explains that human nature is composed of both inner demons and better angels. The inner demons include traits like dominance, revenge, sadism, and ideological fervor, which can lead to violence. On the other hand, our better angels consist of empathy, self-control, moral sense, and reason, which help us curb violent tendencies. The decline in violence is attributed to the increased influence of these better angels, supported by societal and cultural developments. 3. The role of enlightenment and reason. Pinker attributes much of the decline in violence to the Enlightenment and the rise of reason and science. He argues that the spread of literacy, education, and public discourse has promoted empathy and moral consideration for others. This intellectual progress has fostered an environment where violence is less tolerated and more frequently condemned. 4. The importance of state and governance. One of the central arguments in the book is the role of the state in reducing violence. The establishment of strong, centralized governments with a monopoly on the use of force has been crucial in reducing violence at both the individual and societal levels. By enforcing laws and protecting citizens, states have reduced the need for personal retaliation and vendettas. 5. Modern trends and misconceptions. While acknowledging the occurrence of wars, terrorism, and violent crime in contemporary times, Pinker suggests that these events are statistically less frequent and less deadly than in the past. He also addresses the role of media in shaping perceptions of violence, explaining that increased media coverage can create the illusion that violence is more prevalent than it actually is. Conclusion. The Better Angels of Our Nature offers an optimistic perspective on human history and the potential for a more peaceful future. Pinker's comprehensive analysis demonstrates that, despite the persistence of violence in the modern world, the long-term trends point towards a decline. The book encourages readers to appreciate the progress made and to continue fostering the conditions that support peace and reduce violence.